Hello and welcome to the topic number 3 on advanced economics, where we will be discussing about the theory of consumer behavior. Key emphasis here as we introduce the topic is the aspect of utility, and we are going to be understanding that utility is all about the level of satisfaction that we derive as consumers by consuming a particular good or service. That is very important for you to be able to note and understand. Of course, every day from the consumption of various items, you derive value, you derive satisfaction, and that is what we define as utility. For example, when you want to take a glass of water, you would prefer to take purified water compared to, or rather than dirty water, and hence you are able to satisfy your thirst. Sometimes you also see people looking for the coldest of the waters, the one that is very cold, because depending on the urge they are feeling in terms of thirst, they are sure when they take that glass of very cold water, they are going to derive the satisfaction and also be able to quench their thirst. So when it comes to the levels of satisfaction now on the types of utility, we can have a number of them. The first one is what we call the form utility. And when we talk about form utility, it's simply the value a consumer receives from a product or service in a way they need it. Yeah, and one way that companies can be able to ensure consumers achieve form utility is first to be able to do research on what consumers need. Yeah, for example, if it is a skincare product that they are offering, they can be able to go into the market, identify various kinds of skins or customers with various kind of skin types and skin tones. So as they go back to the company to manufacture the product or the skincare product, then they are looking at the aspect of they are manufacturing the skincare product based on the research that they found in the market. So by doing so, they are able to meet form utility, which we have just said is the value a consumer receives from a product or service in a way that they actually need it. Consumers, like we say, they have different tastes and preferences. So it is for us, before we begin to manufacture any product, we identify different tastes and preferences for these consumers. And one way of doing that identification is to be able to conduct research or market survey. We have time utility. Time utility is very, very simple. It is about how you provide goods in terms of looking at the time factor. We have to look at the time factor in order to be able to create a certain level of satisfaction. And that's why you see businesses now are opening 24 hours. So it means if you're running late, you come from work late, you're still able to pop into the supermarket and still be able to enjoy or buy the product that you want. You go to different shops, they are operating up to late at night because they are now beginning to understand everybody is managing their 24 hours differently. So we cannot be closing all the shops at 7, at 8, at 9 p.m. and forget that there are those people that now that is the hour that they are leaving work, and they will maybe arrive to the shop an hour later or 2 hours later. So time utility is all about ensuring no customer misses a product because they are saying, oh, the supermarket is closed, oh, the shop is closed, but they will derive value by you creating more time for them. Remember, we always say that the customer is the king. And nowadays, because of e-commerce websites, I'm sure you have heard about something like Jumia, Alibaba. It provides time utility in that anytime, even past midnight, when you remember you need to shop for an item, you can log in into these websites, order your product, and be able to collect it within a very short duration. Then we have place utility. This is simply providing satisfaction by making goods available in various areas and locations. Yeah. So we can delocalize, we can decentralize our businesses. We can take businesses to the villages, businesses closer to the people, and we will be able to do what we call, or ensure customers enjoy what we call place utility. We have another form of utility, we call it possession utility. Is the amount of usefulness or perceived value a customer derives from owning a specific product and being able to use it as soon as possible. Yeah, we have products, for example, mobile phones, where you are told to pre-order. When you are doing pre-ordering, it means you still are not able to hold that product immediately. So you cannot enjoy possession utility and you have just simply pre-ordered. Of course, you will be excited the product is coming, but because you do not have it physically, then you are not able to enjoy possession utility. Possession utility is that consumers should be able to use a specific good or service as soon as they are able to purchase or obtain it. And that's why, rather than people go online or do that pre-order, what they are going to do is that they are going to physically go to a shop, identify a phone that they would want to use, and go with it at home. By that, we can say that they are enjoying possession utility. And then we have service utility, when doctors, teachers, lawyers, engineers, etc. satisfy human wants through their services, they create service utility. It is acquired through specialized knowledge and skills. So what I am doing now is a service that I am offering to you, a training service. So we can be able to measure your level of satisfaction even by just introducing exams to you, evaluating you, and getting to understand in terms of satisfaction, were you satisfied? And finally, we have what we call a natural utility, and this comes about by the satisfaction that we derive from using and enjoying what is deemed to be a natural phenomenon, like water, air, sunshine, and so on and so forth. We have what we call theories of utility. We have ordinal utility and we have cardinal utility. Ordinal utility is very simple, is the satisfaction cannot be measured in numbers, but can be arranged in order of preference. So in ordinal utility, we try to emphasize that even if we are looking at the level of satisfaction, we cannot be able to say, or we cannot be able to measure it in numbers, but we can be able to list it in order of preferences. Yeah, there's a very good example here that in ordinal utility, the consumer only ranks choices in terms of preference, but we do not exactly give numerical figures for the utility. For example, we prefer BMW car to a Nissan, but we don't say by how much. That's a very perfect example to clarify on ordinal utility. And finally, we have the cardinal utility that states that satisfaction can be measured by countable numbers. Yeah, so this approach is based on the fact that utility of a commodity cannot be measured in absolute quantity, but however, it will be possible for a consumer to tell subjectively whether the commodity derives more or less or equal satisfaction when compared to another. So I invite you to read on the theory of consumer behavior. We have extensive discussions that we can have. Read on the types of utility. You most probably are going to find more types of utility, and also seek also to understand what ordinal and cardinal utility mean.